All right, we're back. This is the quickest turnaround we've ever had in videos. I think I put that last video out Tuesday. Not even a week, I got a new one. Had a student talking to me about accents on the upbeats. He was playing a song that I'm going to play here in a minute, and he said he had it down, and then we come to play it, and he blows right through this section, plays it totally wrong. And of course I lost it because you know how much of a temper I have, and I go crazy, and and the kid will probably never be back because that's so much like my personality. Those of you who know me know that it's called sarcasm. So we talked about it gently, and we explained that the accent's falling on the and of 4, and we really have to hit that and of 4 because it's sort of an 8-bar intro, and it's building. You hit that and of 4, and then the whole band kicks in. And if you play on 1, and everyone else is playing on the and of 4, that's not going to be good. Or as someone once said who was a big fan of certain kinds of cheese, that's no Gouda. I'll be at Zany's tonight. Try the veal. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Okay, so I always love that Gouda joke. The last video I noticed was it didn't have the humor in it. I was a little disappointed. I enjoyed the concept, but I was disappointed in the humor. So I think I'm going to overdo it in this one, but that's okay. This one might be a little cheesy. Get it? Gouda? Cheesy? I don't have to do a whole nother. Okay, so anyway, so we're going to play this song, and I'm going to show you what he did, and then we're going to talk about hitting the and of 4. No big deal, right? A couple of ways to do it. If I can find the song. For this song, I think I'm going to have to go with the beefy butt end of the stick. I mean, this is rock and roll. I don't know if these little tips will be able to handle this song. Sometimes you just... Okay, the battery ran out, so I got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. You're going to notice that all of a sudden it clicks out right before I'm explaining about why I'm using the butt end of the sticks, because it's rock and roll. And let me just say, lost forever. You know how they find those tapes like in the archives and they find a fire ruined the whole thing? This video, absolutely fantastic. Might have been my funniest video of all time. And of course most informative, which is most important. So now I'm going to have to redo what was basically a masterpiece. Can you redo the Mona Lisa? I don't think so. Can you redo Picasso? I don't think so. Well, you kind of can him. Because he's kind of, that's a whole weird thing. But I'm going to try my best. Here we go. I'm hoping it's never going to be as good as the original. It never is. The original is always better. It's always better. See what I mean? I already forgot. I didn't even do the intro. Way better in the one you didn't see. Okay, so there we have it. My bass drum is moving again. I've got problems, let me tell you. Okay, so 8-bar intro, first 2 bars out, right? Guitar's playing. Then we've got 2 and 4, floor tom snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then changes it up a little, does the kick on the and of 3 with the big flam on 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Setting up those accents on the last measure, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We'll do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the problem with the student was that he just came in on one. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta hit that and a 4. I mean, that's the coolest part of the song, is the accent on the and a 4, right? We can't leave that out. So when we backed up and tried to do it, it was a struggle. So we want to try to help with the struggle. You know what I mean? That's what I'm there for. I'm there to help you when you struggle. So we worked on it for about 10 minutes, because that's about all it takes. And all of a sudden, and that's a good thing to remember, my good friend Frank, 10 minutes is all it takes, and you too can play the Boston riff. That's a whole other video. You'd have to go back in the archives to see that video. But for the fourth measure here, of the second line, accent on the and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do a double stroke on the and of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you could just do a double rights up there. Again. If you want, you can do that. You can start the riff with your left hand. If you want. But why not do it all those ways and kind of learn how to play it, right? I would try it all the different ways and see which one's most comfortable for you. Of course, the natural one, or is the one where you're accenting up top with the left hand. 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. But you can just do the double rights if you want. I like accenting with the left, because it's an independence thing that everybody should learn how to do. Certainly, if it was on the you would accent it with the left. You have a little bit of leeway because it's on the and, where you could do the double rights. So anyway, stickings, as you know. You can kind of do that any way you want, but it's probably most easiest to do the double rights. But that's a little bit, it's not cheating, but it's not going the extra mile. And you want to go the extra mile. I'm not exactly sure why when you could do the double rights. No, I didn't say that. You should go the extra mile, and you should work on the hard stuff, not just the easy stuff. Okay, so I'm going to play it, and then we're going to put it on. We're going to play it again. So we're going to start off with, I got the butt end of the sticks here, because again, rock and roll. So we got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so there you go. I did it reverse that time. I went. You can do that too. I mean, it's just endless possibilities. Okay, we're going to put the song back on. That's why you want to work on it different ways. You just never. What if you sprain your finger on your right hand? You got to use your left hand, or vice versa. All right, it's rock and roll. So get ready. It's like I'm getting on the stage here. Screwed that up, but there you go. That's basically it. I came in early, but you got to keep playing when you come in early. Some of you probably caught that. Others of you didn't. And maybe if I hadn't mentioned it, no one would have known. But that would have been being dishonest, and that's not something we do at the DW Drum Method. Okay, so that is Rock You Like a Hurricane. Basically, again, I'm going to play the last 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? There you go. I do have to pause, take a brief time out to set up the next song. Don't go away. All right, back. Okay. Interesting things. You know, I talk about different genres. I talk about why you should listen to different kinds of music and not get locked into the same kind of music. And some music's pretty strange, and it kind of frightens me, Anais. If you've never heard of a band called, okay, shout out right now. If you've never heard of a band called Mr. Bungle, I'm not sure what to say, other than some people really like it. And then there's others who are frightened by it, or just maybe don't like it. I'm not sure if it's I don't like it and I'm frightened by it, or it frightens me, that's why I don't like it. I'm not sure, but that might be for another video. But anyway, but sometimes people just don't like music because they think it's kind of lame-o or old, or it's 30 years ago and whatever. So I had a kid, not that old, or not that young, I should say, teenager, and of course he wanted to play AC/DC, and that's fine. But he already could play AC/DC, and so I was trying to work on some soloing things, because he was talking about soloing, couldn't solo. And there were some accents. And he had a hard time, actually, even in the AC/DC song, with the accent part. So, but he could play it pretty much fine all the way through. So I'm going to put on AC/DC, which everybody should be able to play. And here we go. Okay, you know the rest. He hit the sack, something went back, he had a noose from going on the loose. You had to catch him if you wanted him to hang, and he was running up a vine, and he was going real high. I think that means altitude, doesn't it? The altitude high, and something like that. And then he was back in black. And Johnny Cash used to wear black. So I wonder if it's a song about Johnny Cash. Okay. But anyway, so he had and I said to him, it would be a cool song to work on. And let me give you a little background on this song. So there's 3 guys for me when people want to work on groove. Or here's what I should tell you. When I was, I don't know, mid-20s, probably. And I felt I was a little, kind of playing a little stiff or whatever, or trying to get my groove going. Okay, there was 3 people really that I listened to, and 2 albums, okay? One album was called Bring on the Night by Sting, with Omar Hakim playing drums. So that one was super influential. Great groove, and another drummer in general, was everyone knows, okay, I'm going to say it again, Jeff Porcaro, and obviously Toto songs, but then there's Michael McDonald songs that really, for me, Boz Scaggs, Michael McDonald's, you just play to those songs, and I just think it can help your groove. It has to. You're working on it. It's kind of seeping in you. You're playing it. And then another quick story, I had a guitar teacher who was totally a prog rock guy. Totally into everything that's prog rock, Dream Theater, Avenged Sevenfold, whatever. Whatever the prog rock band of the day is. And he comes up to me, and some of you may remember this story. And he says, what advice would you give to my drummer? He's a pretty good drummer. And he's pretty good at prog and all that stuff, but he just can't groove. And I said, well, what drummers does he listen to? Who are his favorite drummers? And, he said, well, his favorite drummers are, Mike Portnoy and Mike Mangini and Neil Peart. And he lists these, and I said, whoa, well, there you go. I said, how's he going to learn to groove when he listens to guys who can't groove? Okay, now that sounds like a knock on them, but it's not really a knock on them. That's the kind of music they play, right? There's no real groove in any of that. No one's gonna ever confuse Neil Peart, Mike Mangini, or Mike Portnoy with Bernard Purdie. I could tell you that right now. So, and if you don't know who Bernard Purdie is, what is wrong with you? Okay, so, all right. So anyway, I told him, he should listen to some other people. So you all, there are certain people that struggle with time, struggle with grooves, struggle with feeling in their playing, and they're listening to AC/DC, or they're listening to Rush, or they're listening to bands that are real sort of, I don't know if this is a word, but metronomish. I don't think that's a word, but I invented it. And it's just really pulse-centered, and it's right on the beat, and everything's these 16th notes, and everything's and all the stickings and the patterns are just math, and all this stuff, and there's no groove. So you want to groove better. There's nothing wrong with those bands, by the way. Great band, some of my favorite bands. And when I want to play like that, that's kind of what I listen to. However, when I want to groove, when I want to feel good, in the pocket, great groove, great feel, fills, I got to get away from that, and I got to listen to stuff that's going to bring me where I want. You got to find drummers that do that. Of course, Weckl does that, but in more of a jazz sense. So, okay, so I tell him, and I know what he's going to say. I said, well, let's not do Back in Black. Let's put on this song by Anita Baker called "Sweet Love." And he looks at me like, what? Like I've got 19 heads. And I said, you might not like the song, but there's an 8-bar intro of fills around hits, which is kind of one of his problems, okay? And he's like, I don't know. So I put it on, and he kind of he listened to it, and he was like, well, I don't know, if you want me to. And I said, well, I think it would be good for you. So it was super hard for him, okay? But the ending of the story is he definitely got better. I don't know if he ever learned to like the song, but he got the concept. Okay, so I'm going to put the sheet up. Everybody should be right now scrambling on their iPods looking for Anita Baker's Sweet Love. So Anita Baker's Sweet Love, there was an album circa 1986 called Rapture, and it had a few drummers on it, but it had a drummer named Ricky Lawson. Okay, I mentioned the Sting album, Bring on the Night, Picaro, and Anita Baker's Rapture. If anybody likes my playing at all, or if anyone thinks I suck, well, then you could blame it on these records that I listen to all the time. But if you think I'm okay, there's certain pivotal albums, and Rapture by Anita Baker was one that I would listen to for groove. I would put it on and try to play it the best that I could, and just try to feel that groove Ricky Lawson had. Ricky Lawson played with the Yellow Jackets, Eric Clapton, tons of people. I think he died actually not that long ago, unfortunately, but great player. And then, of course, Picaro and Bring on the Night by Omar Hakim. And, of course, Omar Hakim played with Sting and Weather Report and all these guys. But Omar, Picaro, and Ricky Lawson on this album, Bernard Purdie's great to listen to, but were the guys for me. So, anyway, this is a fantastic 8-bar solo for people to work on. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play the accents and see if you get an idea of what the job is for you guys to do. Everybody could solo for 8 bars, right? You trade 8s, okay? So everybody can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to learn how to do that too. However, when you have to solo around accents, that's a whole different thing. And make it feel good. Not play too busy, serve the song, as Kenny Aronoff would say. Here's the accents. Basically dotted quarter eighth note. Basically throughout the whole 8 bars. Here's the accents. 1, 2, and it's not a fast tempo, which makes it harder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 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 3, 4. 8 measures, that's the accent pattern. Okay, so you come in and I say, there you go. Those are the accents, play me a solo. What do? I mean, everybody's great. They could play AC/DC. They could play, I don't know what. They're rocking out. They're playing their favorite songs. Play a solo in 8 bars with the accents. Basically a dotted quarter eighth note accent, 1 and on the 4th measure, you got to change it up and play accents on the and a 1 and the and a 2. Not so easy. Okay, so we're going to play it. We're going to have her play it, and I'm going to play along with it. And I'm not Ricky Lawson, so I'm going to ask forgiveness up front. But I'll do my best, Ricky Lawson, if I can find this song. It starts off with an accent on 1, so I'll probably miss that accent, and I'll play around. I'm going to try to play it as exact as he plays it, and then I'm going to open it up a little and do it a little different, and those would be the exercises. So the most difficult song that we played easily by far is not Rock You Like a Hurricane, not the Scorpions. It's not AC/DC. If you want to play a difficult song in this lesson, you want to go right to Sweet Love by Anita Baker. See where we're at. Oh! No editing! What in the world? Hang on a minute. There we go. Okay. There's no editing. All right, we're going to try it again. Sorry. Here we go. Okay. Great song. It's just a great song. So there it is. That was the intro. 8 measures, hitting those accents. Now I'm going to play it again a little slower so you can hear it. Some great things. This fill from me, and you can see I'm excited already. This fill just, I mean, that's awesome. That's just awesome. That sound of just the snare on 2, that in there, and then that accent. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2, and and 4 and a 1, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and that's good stuff. Okay, so couple things. I love that. That's just fantastic. And then the second measure in the 6th bar is the only time he really switches. He does a lot of the same fills, but he changes the accent. It's just fantastic. Well, he does a triplet thing the first time. He goes 1, 1. So he puts a little triplet in it for the first measure. He goes 1 and 1, 1 and, or I'm sorry, 1 up. Okay, 1 up and. So on the and, 1 up and then he goes 1 up 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I love that. 1 up 2 and 3 and 4 and sounds perfect. It's just a perfect fill. So I'm going to do that again. And again, this whole solo, I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to do it the first time again. I'm going to play it, no drums, just the accents, so that you guys could fill it in, play along with it, right? So we got 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 1, and 2, and 3, 4. 1. That's good stuff. So once you get that melody in your head, we talked about melody in that last video. Get the melody going in your head. And then you can kind of work on it and kind of do your own thing. But you got to hit those accents. So I'm going to kind of play. I'm going to play maybe a few different things. I don't want to play too busy because it doesn't sound good. But I'll try to play a few different things. But it's, as I said in the beginning when I was being silly, some things just sound perfect. And to me, I don't know how you improve on this too much. It's just the notes are in the perfect spot. It's just 8 bars of pure poetry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's too good. Okay, so I played way too much. But the point was I was trying to just kind of do things and hit those accents. And that's what you want to do. You want to play. His version, I mean, it's just so good. So I'm going to play it again, and I'm not going to play. I'm just going to hopefully let you listen to Ricky Lawson play it, or better yet, put it on your headphones. It's a great song anyway, for groove, for playing, trying to play time, little nuance, ghost notes, bell of the cymbal. It's pure poetry. So I'm going to play it again with that intro without me muddying it up. And let's let Ricky play it. Here we go. Okay, so that, I don't know which one, if you can tell which one of these 3 songs is my favorite. But anyway, this, and I'll try to put the piece up, because in honor of the Oscars, I don't know if I mentioned it, I'm going to do I got a new video program, and in honor of the Oscars, I'm going to really turn into Spielberg today. I really think I am. I think I might even have a scene from Jaws just come out and bite somebody. I know I have ideas with the Scorpions, AC/DC, something about a baker. I mean, this is the creative mind flowing. This is what happens when you listen to pure poetry. Your mind is just racing with creativity. It can't be stopped. I was going to do the the rhythm for Hollywood Nights by Bob Seger, which is a good rhythm because I thought, oh, you know, Hollywood, I was going to do a whole Oscars theme. And maybe I'll save that for another day because that's a pretty cool rhythm too. But I thought, you know, I'd put these three together and work on this solo thing. I'm telling you what, though, soloing around accents, it's very cool. And I mean, it happens in jazz a lot, and it doesn't happen as much in pop or rock, especially for 8 measures. I mean, Asia by Steely Dan, you listen to Steve Gadd do that solo, and that's off the charts too. So, but 8 bars, little known. Well, not little known, I think it was a #1 hit song. But you don't think of it as a great tune, but everybody should put on Sweet Love, Anita Baker, and listen to those 8 bars and listen to Ricky Lawson play those accents. And again, it's just soloing around a dotted quarter 8th note, except for the 4th bar. In the 4th bar and the 8th bar, they change the accents a little. Hum the melody, play some solos, see if you can make it feel good. See how easy it is to play at 86 beats a minute, hit the accents, and make it feel good and not sound too busy. Oh, no, it's not easy at all. So there you go. Rock You Like a Hurricane and a 4. Nothing wrong with AC/DC, but stretch your horizons a little. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with playing AC/DC and then playing Anita Baker. Now, that's a good combination. Get your rock on and then get your groove on with a little Ricky Lawson. Okay, that's it. I don't know how long this video is, but I'm hoping it's not too long. And I think it kept your interest, mainly because, not because of my drumming ability, but because of my keen sense of humor. Hang on a minute. For Big Joe Soretti, I got to do it for him. For Big Joe Soretti. I screwed it up. Okay, over and out. Bottom groove's pretty good too, by the way. Out of rock drummers, if you think about rock drummers, heavy hitters, Bottom's got a pretty good groove too. So, but anyway, Anita Baker, Sweet Love, I'm telling you, don't be afraid to jump out of your genre. If you like Mr. Bungle, and there's a few people who do, from what I understand, don't be afraid to go to Anita Baker. If you like Rush, don't be afraid to listen to Sting. If you like somebody else, don't be afraid to run on over and listen to the Groove Guys. A little Porcaro, a little Omar, and don't forget about Ricky Lawson, Anita Baker, Sweet Love, the whole album, Rapture. You want to work on groove? Front to cover, play it. You'll get better. Out.